Okay, this is driving me insane. Why do I feel like a complete fraud right before every big presentation? Like, I have the degree, 5 years of experience, the promotion, but I'm 100% convinced everyone's about to figure out I have no idea what I'm doing.
What if that feeling of being a fraud actually means you're more competent than you think?
Wait, what? How does feeling incompetent mean I'm competent? That's like saying feeling hungry means you're full.
Not quite. It's more like only people who understand nutrition can truly recognize a balanced diet. Incompetent people rarely worry about being incompetent. They literally can't see what they don't know.
So you're saying my anxiety is good?
I'm saying your anxiety might be evidence of expertise. Let me show you why. Maya Angelou, Pulitzer nominee, recipient of over 50 honorary degrees. After writing her 11th book, she said, "They're going to find out now. I've run a game on everybody."
Maya Angelou felt like a fraud? The Maya Angelou?
And she's not alone. 71% of CEOs experience imposter syndrome. Howard Schultz built Starbucks into a global empire while constantly questioning if he deserved to be CEO.
So the most successful people feel the most fraudulent? That's completely backwards.
Or is it? Think about it. When do you feel most confident about a subject?
When I know the least about it.
Exactly. There's actually a name for this phenomenon, and once you understand it, everything clicks.
Okay, pause. Before you show us the research, what do you think the graph of confidence versus competence looks like?
All right, what did your brain come up with? Most people are surprised by what Dunning and Kruger actually found. Two psychologists, Dunning and Kruger, discovered something fascinating. When they tested people's actual abilities versus their perceived abilities, the least competent people massively overestimated their skills.
Because they're arrogant?
Because they literally don't know enough to know what they don't know. It's like asking someone who's never cooked to rate their culinary skills. They might think, how hard can it be?
But someone who's actually studied cooking knows about knife skills, flavor profiles, temperature control, plating, timing.
Right. The more you learn, the more you see how much there is to learn. Imposter syndrome describes high-achieving individuals who, despite their objective successes, fail to internalize their accomplishments.
So my brain is basically punishing me for being aware of complexity.
Your brain is trying to protect you from the social threat of being exposed. But here's the twist. Only competent people can see the gaps in their knowledge clearly enough to worry about them. Watch what happens in the imposter's brain. And I say the imposter's brain, but honestly, I still catch myself doing this all the time. Success at work?
Oh, that was just good timing. The team helped. Anyone could have done it.
Failed at something?
Because I'm not smart enough. I don't belong here. I'm in over my head.
See the pattern? You have a broken attribution system. Every success gets explained away, but every failure is proof of inadequacy.
Oh, God. Yesterday, I literally said I got promoted because they needed someone, not because I earned it.
Ah, did you hear that? Did everyone else's brain just whisper something similar? That was just luck. My boss is just nice. I happen to be there. That's the exact pattern we need to catch.
Wait, you do this too?
And yet, I bet you can list every tiny mistake you've made in the past month.
Well, yeah, because those were actual mistakes.
And your successes were, what, accidents?
But
it gets even more complicated. This isn't just an internal battle. For millions of people, this feeling is amplified by what they see around them. This is where the trap gets personal. Here's where it gets more complex. Women scored higher than men on imposter syndrome across 40,000 participants. And for ethnic minorities, it's even more pronounced.
Why would certain groups feel it more?
Pattern matching. Your brain looks around and asks, do I fit the pattern of successful here? For ethnic minorities, imposter syndrome is actually a stronger predictor of mental health issues than minority stress itself.
Wait, so feeling like an imposter is more harmful than actual discrimination?
Because it's internal. You become your own gatekeeper, rejecting yourself before anyone else can. And honestly, even knowing this, I still sometimes hesitate to speak up in meetings where I'm the only one who looks like me.
You don't belong here hurts more when it's coming from inside your own head.
Exactly. And when you don't see people who look like you in leadership roles, your brain assumes that's evidence you don't belong there either.
Oh my God. Wait. Imposter syndrome isn't a weakness.
It's actually evidence of competence.
You can only feel like a fraud if you're smart enough to see what you don't know.
Yes. And incompetent people can't feel like frauds because they don't know
They
enough.
don't know enough to know they don't know
know
enough.
enough.
So when I'm sitting in that boardroom, terrified I'll say something stupid.
It means you're competent enough to recognize the complexity of the discussion. The Dunning-Kruger effect shows that incompetent people can't accurately assess their abilities because they lack the metacognitive ability to recognize incompetence.
Meanwhile, the person confidently spouting nonsense
Might literally not know enough to realize they're wrong.
This is insane. Incompetent people feel confident because they can't see their mistakes, but competent people feel fraudulent because they can see every possible way they might fail.
So the next time you feel it, just remember,
It's not your fraudulence showing,
it's your competence.
My anxiety is my brain saying, I know enough to know this is complicated.
Now you're getting it. Though, I'll be honest, even understanding this, I'll probably feel like a fraud about explaining it tomorrow.
Wait, you still feel it too?
Are we being those people who claim they've solved imposter syndrome? God, I hope not. We're just noticing patterns. The feeling doesn't disappear. You just get better at recognizing what it actually means. Let's talk numbers. Prevalence rates range from 9 to 82%, depending on the field. But in high-achieving environments,
Higher?
over 50% of female medical students and more than 25% of male medical students experience it. These are people smart enough to get into medical school.
So literally everyone successful is walking around feeling like a fraud.
The more successful, the more likely. 71% of CEOs admit to imposter syndrome. These are people running billion-dollar companies, convinced they don't deserve to be there.
Oh, great. So success makes it worse?
Success raises the stakes. The higher you climb, the further you could fall, and the more complex the challenges become. Even knowing this evolutionary stuff, I still catch my brain doing humble brag deflections in meetings. It's a work in progress for all of us. Here's the thing. Your brain evolved to keep you safely in the tribe. Standing out as special or accomplished, that was dangerous.
Because it could trigger jealousy?
Or exile. Your ancestors who said, "I'm the best hunter here," might have been challenged, attacked, or cast out. The ones who stayed humble stayed alive.
So my brain is trying to keep me humble for survival. In a conference room?
Your ancient brain doesn't know the difference between a hostile tribe and a hostile boardroom. It just knows that claiming competence feels dangerous.
But I need to claim competence to advance in my career.
Exactly. Your survival instincts are sabotaging your success. It's an evolutionary mismatch. Ancient software running on modern hardware. Quick check. Did anyone else just think, but what if I really am incompetent? That thought right there? That's your competent brain double-checking itself. An incompetent person wouldn't even ask that question. All right, 3 tools to flip this around. First, name the real pattern.
Which is?
When you feel fraudulent, say out loud, "That's my competence showing, not my incompetence."
That feels like lying to myself.
It's literally the opposite. You're correcting the lie your brain is telling you. Second, evidence versus excuse. Write down one thing you've accomplished that required skill. Then, right next to it, write down the "it was just luck" excuse your brain immediately supplied.
But won't that just reinforce the negative thought?
Don't argue with the excuse. Just look at the data side by side. Seeing your brain's dismissive pattern next to the objective evidence, that's the real aha.
Oh, so I can literally see my brain dismissing my achievements.
Which brings us to third, the incompetence test. Ask yourself, would someone who was truly incompetent even worry about being incompetent?
No, that'd be confidently wrong.
Every time, if you're worried about being a fraud, that worry itself is proof you're not one. Notice the feeling without judgment. Just observe it like weather passing through. That space between feeling and believing, that's where your power lives. Here's the plot twist. Barbara Corcoran actually looks for people with imposter syndrome because they work twice as hard and have the ambition to constantly improve.
Wait, so imposter syndrome could actually be an advantage?
Think about it. Who would you rather hire? Someone who thinks they know everything or someone who's always trying to learn more?
The learner, obviously.
Imposter syndrome drives you to over-prepare, continuously improve, and stay humble. The key is using it as fuel instead of letting it paralyze you.
So instead of I don't know enough, it becomes I'm always learning more?
Now, you're thinking like someone who turns anxiety into excellence. Though tomorrow, I'll probably doubt whether I explained this right.
That's weirdly reassuring.
Here's your homework. Next time you feel like a fraud, run this test. If my friend had my exact qualifications, experience, and achievements, would I think they were a fraud?
Oh, no! I'd think they were qualified.
You're holding yourself to an impossible standard you'd never apply to others.
I'm being my own worst critic, but everyone else's cheerleader.
Time to be your own cheerleader too, or at least your own fair judge.
So wait, literally everyone in that intimidating meeting room feels like they don't belong there?
Research shows nearly 70% of people experience imposter syndrome. The person you're most intimidated by?
They feel like a fraud too?
Probably more than you do. The higher the achievement, the stronger the imposter feelings.
We're all just anxious humans pretending to be confident professionals.
Welcome to the human condition. The difference is whether you let it stop you or drive you.
Okay, so here's what I'm realizing. Every time I've felt like a fraud, I was actually doing something that mattered.
You don't get imposter syndrome from doing easy things. You get it from growth.
So the next time I feel that fraud feeling creeping in,
Remember, it's not your fraudulence showing.
it's your competence. So here's my question. What accomplishment are you dismissing as luck that's actually skill?
What success are you attributing to good timing that you actually earned?
Try the evidence versus excuse exercise right now. Pick one achievement, write down your brain's dismissal. See the pattern?
Drop your most ridiculous "that was just luck" moment in the comments. Bet we've all said something similar.
The promotion you fell into, your competence was showing.
The project that anyone could have done, they chose you because your competence was showing.
The presentation that went well by accident, that was your competence
Showing.
And maybe that's not a weakness to overcome.
It's a strength to harness.
What would you attempt if you knew that feeling like a fraud actually meant you're ready?
Share your fraud moment below. What if we explored it together in a future video?